Hey, welcome to the channel. It's Stephanie Graham, the Memory Bear Business Coach, where I help sewing enthusiasts go from hobbyist to sewpreneur. This is just a quick video that of a stuffed dog, a memory dog instead of a memory bear that I made out of a Snoopy character sweatshirt. Here you have to really follow the pattern for this stuffed dog. And part of the fabric you have to leave like the print facing outward to cut the dog pieces. There it is. It's a McCall's L95, looks like 71. So if you're interested in learning how to make this, just follow along this video. Cutting this out was very tricky. I was not used to having such odd, like shaped pattern pieces, but just be careful you don't cut over the actual pattern piece. One thing I usually do is preserve my pattern pieces, the original pieces, but for this particular pattern, I did not do that because the odd shaped pieces did not fit in my my thermal protector sheets. So I will have to do this pattern preservation the old-fashioned way, and that is use Mod Podge glue on top of cardstock, paste it together, and so forth. Here I am, I'm just adding straight pins or quilting pins around the pattern pieces to hold it still because I did not have that many on to begin with and the pattern was slipping all over the place. Now I did have to maneuver this piece of fabric to get into the weird and oddly shaped areas to get a good cut. Now remember, this is in fast forward speed, and obviously it took me a little bit longer than this video is showing. This is where it gets really interesting, trying to cut this out without cutting too much into the fabric. In the description box below, you'll see my website where you can sign up for a free newsletter and get your free ebook download once you sign up for the newsletter. I also have resources available in the Etsy shop to help you with your sewing business. Here's the other piece. This is when right now, I just did not want to waste a bunch of fabric, so I'm realigning and measuring the fabric because I want to save as much fabric. You know what I mean? I don't want that much waste. Here I'm just measuring it out. I wanted to make sure I had plenty of scraps over for another project for this individual. Now, this pattern piece instructs you to pin it to the wrong side of the fabric, whereas the other pattern piece you needed to pin it to the printed side. I'm just cutting off the excess. It just makes it easier to maneuver the fabric as I'm cutting the pattern pieces out. And here I'm just going to smooth the pattern piece and add additional pins before I begin cutting this piece out. This type of memory bear, or in this case it's a dog, I would be selling this with no additional services, no additional add-on services. It would be about a $30 investment for my customers. Even though it's smaller and takes less polyfill, it does not take less time necessarily than the original 9-piece, only because the cutting, the interfacing, and so forth needed. But only you can decide what your value per hour is going to be or per project. When I was first starting out, it was always based on per project instead of per hour because it took longer, you know, in the beginning of the business. But something that I noticed is now that it doesn't take me very long to cut and make memory bears and other items, I went ahead and stayed with that per project cost because I got quicker, I got faster, I mainstreamed things, and otherwise I would be out money. So this type of business really does grow financially for the business owner when you keep your pricing as a per item basis instead of per hour. Now, for the per hour, that's what I pay myself out of my expenses. I am an LLC, and I do have to show record of how much I'm paying myself. And so I do have a per hour that I do pay myself. That's something I do talk about with the online classes that I teach. You can go to stephaniegrams.com for the class information, and it's also sent out into my newsletter. Here I'm just picking up all the straight pins and putting them back because I do not want them to end up on the floor. So now we get to separate the panels. This ends up being a 4-panel product, and there's different angles you need to pin together. They're called darts, D-A-R-T-S. So make sure that you follow the instructions on the pattern when you're pinning your darts. Darts are always folded with the printed sides together, like I'm showing in this video. And then you want to make sure you match them up. Otherwise, you're like for this case, this dog, if the darts don't match, the mouth is going to be crooked. So you want to pay special attention to the instructions on the pattern pieces. All right, and then here I'm just doing the same thing with this side or the other 2 panels. Keep them grouped together. You don't want to mix them up, and I'm just pointing out the directions and what pattern pieces those are. Now, let's see, I purposely didn't speed this part up. I wanted just to show you all of the different darts, just in case you're new to this pattern. Okay, so here we are. I've already gone around the edges and sewn, and now I am snipping some of those areas. If you're still with me, thank you for your continued support in making my channel better. It's free to subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, give a thumbs up like you like it, leave a nice comment below. Let me know, do you have a memory bear or sentimental sewing business? If so, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to connect with you. And if you are a sewing enthusiast, and you would rather just make this a hobby, then by all means, let me know below too. If you're still with me, thank you for enjoying my video. This is Stephanie Grams at stephaniegrams.com. I'm the owner of Sewing with Steam LLC. You can find out more about me and the company that I own simply by visiting stephaniegrams.com. And while you're there, get your free newsletter. Bye. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video tutorial. And if you make any of these items, share your link below and I would love to see what you've made. As always, have a great day.